Well, good morning and welcome to our daily Devo for Thursday, the 22nd of September today. We continue through in this first week that we're using the new facility or the new book, Christian in Complete Armor, Daily Readings in Spiritual Warfare. Today's is entitled Wearing the Spiritual Shoe. Wearing the Spiritual Shoe. Ask yourself why you practice Christianity as you do. If faith is working hand is sincere, then its fighting hand will be valiant. The question I expect from a true Christian reader now is not how to escape these troubles, but how to get this shoe on so you can wade through them in true peace with cheerfulness. That's challenging. It is right for the Christian soldier to ask for armor so he can fight the good fight, but the coward throws down his protection and asks which way he can run. Now I will give you the best counsel I can in the wearing of the spiritual shoe. Examine the sincerity of your obedience. The same sound motives which take a Christian into Christ's service will guide him through suffering whenever God calls for that to happen. When the children of Ephraim took the field, they were fully armed, but turned back in the day of battle. Psalm 78:9. This seems strange until you read the preceding verse. They were, quote, a generation that set not their heart aright, and whose spirit was not steadfast with God. Verse 8. Soldiers can wear a complete suit of armor and live in a castle whose foundation is rock and whose walls are brass. Yet if their hearts are not right with the prince, the slightest storm will throw open the gate and drive them from their place of duty. Sincerity is the only bolt that holds the gate secure. We've all seen how honest hearts with very little support from without have held the town, while no walls have been thick enough to defend against treachery and the betraying of trust. Ask yourself why you practice Christianity as you do. If faith's working hand is sincere, then its fighting hand will be valiant. The power of faith, which enabled saints in days of old to work righteousness, that is, to live holy lives, is evidenced by the sufferings they endured. And now Hebrews 11:33 and 34, who through faith subdued kingdoms, wrought righteousness, obtained promises, stopped the mouths of lions, quenched the violence of fire, escaped the edge of the sword. As I read that devotion this morning, the words of my pastoral ministries professor at Fort Wayne Bible College rang in my ears when he asked each one of us when we were new to the class, when we started with him, he wanted us to write down how we knew that we were called to pastoral ministry. Didn't need to be a long paper, but he needed to know that we knew we were called, because he said this: if you are not confident that you are called to pastoral ministry, at the first sight of opposition, at the first sight of trouble, you will be gone. I've held on to that, and as I read this, I thought that same thing about myself, about all believers. If we are not prepared to stay the course, we soon will drop all of our armor and we will run. We see it in the church today through leaders. We see it in the church today through people who take a look at their church that they've committed themselves to, that they've pledged to, and they don't like what they see, and so off they go, instead of staying to fight the good fight with their brothers and sisters. Spiritual warfare is a serious thing. We have got to be prepared with the weapons that the Lord has given us for protection, as well as those weapons that are effective in pulling down the enemy's strongholds. Blessings to you today. Fight the good fight.